It's that time again for another Elden Ring stream with the #1 streamer of the lands between.
The one, the only
Golden Inquisitor, so grab the one you love or just the one for the moment. Hold them close, cuddle underneath the blanket, but don't let anybody see what you're really doing.
Oh my.
And prepared to go on a journey starting now.
Welcome back, everybody in the future. Welcome back, everybody that shows up tonight. It is I, the Golden Inquisitor, once again coming back at you. Oh yeah, forget the announcement. Don't forget the announcement. Welcome, Tuliki. Don't forget an announcement, since it's the first back from vacation. An announcement. There's a lot of things I gotta announce. I think there is. Let's see. What is it? What could it be? In the Discord. Oh, the announcement. Oh, that's right. Let me open up Discord. Thank you. Yeah. Let's see. I forget these things. Thank you very much for the reminder. Man, I got to get better at this. Announcements. Let's see. Boom. Boom. That's right. Everyone. All right. So. All right. Besides that, the announcement on Discord, there is the question of the week. So I didn't stream yesterday. I was very busy. Been having to work extra hours. But there will be a new question of the week in the morning. So make sure you have that, and we will discuss it. I think next Tuesday we'll discuss it on the open mic once again. The question of the week for tomorrow. I'm just back from vacation, ladies and gentlemen, and then I had to work extra hours. So a lot of things have happened. A lot of things are happening. Wait, did I already have a question of the week? Man, let me double check. Question of the week. No question of the week. So if I'm looking at my notes. Oh no, the notes are gone. All right, notes are gone. They're missing. All right, so if anybody has any suggestions for the question of the week, welcome back, Boss Saucer. Yeah, let me know. Question of the week. I think there was one that we did discuss a few weeks ago, and this will probably be the question of the week. It may be modified. So when we discuss what was the mistake of the greater will, that Hyetta spoke about, now we're going to twist that, and we're going to say, what, in your opinion, as a player, as an Elden Ring lore enthusiast, okay? Oh, I'm on vanilla. Nice. As a lore enthusiast, what do you think was a mistake in Elden Ring that Miyazaki and the team, I will just say FromSoft, what do you think is the mistake that FromSoft made in Elden Ring? That's going to be the question of the week. Yeah, let me write that down. What is a mistake that FromSoft made in your opinion? All right. So I will make that question week, make the little tag for it later. Boom. All right. So we got that. We're in game now, right? It's showing in game, right? We're here. We're live. All right, so we got that going on. Um, Things are about to get really hectic. There's going to be less consistency in the coming months about the streams. So bear with me, but eventually everything will settle out once everything's moved and everything's all right. New schedules, new jobs, and so it'll all work out in time. But let's go. Let's start. Let's see what's going on in Elden Ring. So I'm in vanilla, which is nice. With this character in vanilla, I haven't beaten the game yet, so it's still new game +4. We'll put out our summon sign. Not yet. Let's go. What haven't we done in this world? Oh, have we done almost everything? Dang. All right. We still have the dark chamber. Oh, right. Nice. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's go to the raw ruins, and then we will figure out what to do next. Hey, Rob Austin. Welcome back, man. So like in the old days, what we'll do is we'll discuss lore depending on where we get summoned to help somebody. Summon sign is out. Let's get a, you know what? Let's stick with the big bonk and see what we can do, if we can help anybody, and we'll see where we get summoned. But till then, we'll head to Ra. Wait, do I have password off? Let me double check. Password is off. Okay, so we're good. Once again, we're going to go down into these what is it? The hospital, the medical area, which is amazing and a great piece of storytelling, because this tells us that FromSoft was not just, making a caricature of a villain out of Mesmer, right? He wasn't just the mustache twirling villain. He was an onion. He had a lot of depth. Boss Saucer says it's bonking time. Yes, it is. The de-jarring clinic, boss says. Right. The de-jarring clinic. I like that. I never thought about it that way, but you're right. Let's see if we can sneak around and see this guy, which I think is fascinating. This might be like the only living jar, kind of like Alexander, right? Which makes me wonder, is Alexander and these jars the idea of, or the ideal jar saint? Because, they're living, they're conscious, I kind of want to say they're at peace at being jar monsters, right? Just like Alexander and Jarburn and all the other jar people in Jarburg. And then you have like these wretches, which are the Newmans, right? They're not accepting of their fate, which is actually kind of sad, right? Oh, I'm going to put one to sleep. I'll put the next one to sleep. Tuluki says, we see them in Stormvale too. Are they made of gravel stones? Are the jars made out of gravel stones, or are they using gravel stones to make them? Can you clarify your question there? We see them a lot in jails. Right. Right. I'm not saying that we don't see them, right? What I'm saying is that is the process of seeing them like this, is that what a jar saint is? Their arms look like gravel stones. Interesting. The arms definitely look like they're made of stone. Like it's kind of like the whatever the coagulation process of whatever innards are seeping out. Could it be that the stones that you see on there are not gravel stones, but could it be putrescent that's making the arms and the legs? And since putrescence is like a liquid or a gel and it's not very strong, you know, they cover them in whatever stones they have, whatever stone they have to make the jars to give the putrescence some type of, structure, right? Let's look at the gravel stones too. Is that a crafting item? No, wait. Item. I'm looking at item crafting. Let's look at inventory. Dun, da, da, da. Are they going to be here? I don't know where gravel stones are. Let's see. Let's do all. No. Recent tools? I don't know. Crafting material, right. Here we go. Gravel stones. Let's look at that. Okay, if you look at the gravel stones come from the scales of ancient dragons, right? I would say that what we see here and what we see on the jar people is not the same, because the gravel stones are very sharp, they're rigid, they're pointy, and we know that they're that way not only because of the picture there, but also because of the katana, which is made from the gravel stones. Where is it? This one. And if we look at it, it's also very sharp looking. I think this katana is made from gravel stones. We'll double check. Designed formerly Dragon Communion Warrior, blah blah blah, Arbiter, great katana. Oh yeah, with spines of gravel stones along the blades. So gravel stones are very sharp and they're rigid. So they're kind of like, I would say gravel stones would be more akin to obsidian, because obsidian, when it breaks, it's very sharp. It's like one of the sharpest materials on the planet. And what we see on this creature here, yeah, I would say no, it's not gravel stones, in my opinion. Let's see. Boss Hustler says we see them. Okay, what the arms look like. Toluki continues. The harpoons have them on them. Smithing stones are also, and dragon hearts have them. Yes, true. So maybe it's broken pottery. I would say it's probably broken pottery. And I would also stick to the idea, in my opinion, that it's those arms or those limbs are made from the putrescence. Whatever goo is building up inside of them, that is what's giving those limbs life. Because putrescence is that kind of that color, right? That's like a blackish gray, purplish, a gloam, a gloam color. Wait, can we put him asleep? We can put him asleep. Hold on, let me give a sleep potion. Where is it? There it is. Go to sleep. There we go. Look how cute he sleeps. He sleeps with his legs folded in. That is so cute. All right. Yeah. So, where's mine? Yeah, those are definitely broken pots. Like it could, like it's the pieces of those pots that are on his arm look like they've come out, were broken off of the core piece there, you know? Where his armpit is, it looks like it just, all that broken mass is on his arms. That's what I would say. Is there any, what kind of design? Okay. I thought that was a face right there, but I guess not. That's like some swirls. Hey, buddy, go back to sleep. Wait, is that it? All right. All right. Yeah. So there we go. Darkness motif. Oh, I like that. Interesting, the knot versus the Erdtree seal. Oh, you're talking about the top of his thing? The cap. So, do you think that that lid, whatever mass that is, right, represents like the horn scent? That must represent the horn scent in some way, because it doesn't have the Erdtree seal. So yeah, we know that. Yeah. I wonder if it's just a random pattern, or is it? Could it represent something? The worms, the parasites, the two fingers. Because if you look at it, it kind of looks like one continuous snake or worm folding upon itself. Because you can follow it with your eyes almost. It's like one and then like two, maybe. A brain. Oh, I like that. You know what? I think you might be right. It looks like Albert Einstein's brain. Ooh, I like that idea a lot. It's alive! Alright, being summoned. Here we go. Can we kill this guy before we leave? Nope. Alright, so what are we going to discuss here tonight? Here we go. God damn. Alright, we're going to be talking about Radigan and the Elden Beast. Which I guess it's a good topic. One that hasn't been, driven into the ground just yet. Let's see. Let's go with this. Welcome back, Indicted. All right. So Radigan of the Golden Order. Oh shit. Damn. Oh, drink something. Drink something. Oh. Oh. Let's do that. No, don't kill him. Ah. All right. So There you go. We got to meet Radigan, which I believe at this point in time, when we did meet him just then, was already just a husk, a dead carcass of his former self, being fully controlled by the Elden Beast. Rip, yeah. All right, let's see. What is going on? You know what? Hold on. Are my graphics turned up? Something seems off here. Maximum, 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 high. Okay. Dang. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption, and now that I've seen Red Dead Redemption, this game looks kind of like pixelated. Is it me? Is it the game? I don't know. Low res, low polygon count. Ah. Oh, I've already been in here. All right. All right. So, like I've said before, if the jar people aren't the true saints, then the closest person, don't tell Mistrote, I still believe wholeheartedly that the closest person to become a jar saint is not Marika, but this creature, this poor creature here. Because it's the only one that casts blood spells. Did she touch the Mother of Truth? Is she now the avatar instead of Moog for the Blood Star? What is it that we are seeing here? Why is she casting this? How is she casting it? That will forever boggle me. I don't understand how she's doing it. Oh, uppercut. All right, let's look at these poor bastards. Oh, look, perfumer bottles. The perfumers were here trying to help them. Not all perfumers are evil, but all evil are perfumers, or whatever the saying goes. Tuliki says, "You're right that the only way to be in the land of shadow is if Mog is dead. So another vessel might have been chosen for the Formless Mother." Nice. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot that Mog would be dead at this point. Yep. That must be. I would say that's probably pretty close. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, shit, that shit hits hard. Oh. Look at that stuff. Just blood. And it just bleeds you. Look at that. Oh, shit. All right, let's get out of here. Leave her. We'll leave her in her hell. She's trying to defend herself. It's kind of sad. Oh, you know what? Let's put our summon sign out. And this right here. This is also very curious to me too. You have three chairs here. A tribunal. Who are they judging? Are they judging? Are they overseeing what was being done to these jars? Are they overseeing? Was there like a trial here? Like, were they, you know, like, were they bringing people here to like say, hey, you're going to be put into a jar? Or were these people judging those who had put people in the jar? It's just so weird that the three here. I don't know if y'all have ever been to a job interview where there's been multiple people. They always sit like this, side by side, you know, and judge you. They look at you. They go over your credentials. They ask you questions. And if you say the wrong questions, do you end up in a jar? Or do you end up dead? Was Mesmer's people doing that? Welcome back, Slope. Boom. Slope says potentates were intimidated by the Bonnie Butcher, if I remember correctly. So it's a bit obscure on how the jarrers feel about it. True. They, I would say some of them probably didn't like it because of like the headbands and stuff like that that covered their eyes or kept their minds from going crazy because of the atrocities that they were doing. But I think others probably didn't care. You know, they saw themselves as doing something good. They believed in the cause. Tuliki says, it doesn't feel like it's like the scene. It doesn't feel like the scenes in Game of Thrones where some lord would be flanked by advisors doling out judgment. It does seem. Oh yeah, it does feel. Oh, Romina. No, where am I? What? 1 Kings 20:40. That's a biblical verse. I don't remember what it says. All right. Boss also says, if Romina asked me to be in a jar, I would do it. Like the infamous anime, Sentenced to be a Hero. There you go. Right. That's a great anime, by the way. Was a great anime. We did finish it. Wait, did I just cast? Pizza delivery. It's Inquisition. It's not DiGiorno. Alright, let's put that last jar away before I use it on accident. Let's see, what should I, we'll use this. And we'll use, no, we can't use that. We'll use this one. Oh, is my sound, hey, if my sound starts getting crackly, let me know. Let me know, because I'll switch to headphones. I do like the Texas tornado. All right, so I guess we're near the Eternal City. The Ul Palace ruins. Wow, that guy's using As cool as that sword is, it's kind of overpowered. The America's Great Sword, or is it Radigan's? Radigan's body. It's definitely a good clearing thing. Once you've defeated the game, I guess. It makes a new game plus whatever runs a little bit easier. Ah, the Eternal City. Is this what the original... Wait, where are we? Oh, that makes sense. We'll have to... I'll have to have Tuliki on the show for her to explain her theory once again, because it's really good theory. Because, yep, I'm not going to say it. It's a great theory. Let's see. Wow, this guy... Okay. Oh. Dang. What the hell? Bro, you still alive? All right. So with the idea that the Eternal Cities were cast underground, I would say, after speaking with Tuliki, I would say that this area, all these cities underneath, were built afterwards. I think the idea of them being, the Nox being, or the Eternal Cities being cast underground is a what is that? It would be a cognitive misinterpretation of history that is being presented to us by time, or history that has been distorted by time and word of mouth. I would say that everything underneath here, these Eternal Cities, was built underneath here, underneath the ground, and all of this was already here when probably the true history of the Nox, or whoever these people are. They're probably the Nox. Their entire race, probably, or their people of the area, were probably driven underground, without a doubt. That's why these cities are here. But I think that, like, having the entire city, the structure, being sunk underground, and then like this cavern built over it, or something. I think that might be wrong. I think that's a distortion of history and time, or the distortion of history by time and word of mouth. Yeah, I think all of this was built underneath here. Oh. Don't worry, fellas. I got it. Oh, nice. PvP. What's he doing? I'm not good at PvP. But oh, they were scared. Oh, they're being nice. There we go. You still want a PvP, or are you going to be nice? All right. They want a PvP. Oh, their stuff is fast. I should heal. We'll see what we can do. We can see what we can do. I can eat that. Oh, nice, nice, nice. All right. What do you make of the silver leaves? Artificial. Anything that's silver, I would say it's artificial. These leaves are probably the same constructs of the mimic tears, because it's underground, right? So it's underground. There's no sunlight. That means, like, the only thing that can grow without sunlight are like some funguses and stuff like that, of that nature. So the leaves and everything are probably silver tears, the constructs of the same things, of whatever those things are made out of, whatever you want to call them, just to bring some life, some type of nature to the barren underground, because underground there is nothing, right? And so if these people do come from above, you know, they're gonna long for the trees, they're gonna long for plant life, but they only know how to make artificial stuff, kind of like the Dragon Knights. They don't have dragons, so they made their own. They don't have, you know, flora and fauna or whatever, so they made their own. It's all artificial. You know, because if they can make these teardrops creatures that can change into anything, change into balls, change into humans or people of the lands between, why would it be a stretch for it to not be able to change into a plant and give some variation to the deadness of the caverns? That's what I would say. Plant mimic, yeah. Yeah. I could have said that in the beginning. Dang, yeah. Plant mimics, that's what they are. Is a ball mimic. Perhaps the balls are the balls are the source for the droplets. You know what I'm saying? Because we do see the tears come out of it, right? So they make the balls, and the balls make the droplets. Don't take that out of context. What I'm trying to say is there's a source. They're just not making blobs, right? They're making the spheres first. That's how mimic babies, yes, that's how mimic babies are made. Wait, is that guy coming? Man, can somebody look up what First Kings 2040 says? I'm really curious. I wonder if it's like something, I shall smite thee. Well, he is using Gideon's armor, so I wonder if it is something about royalty. All right, so those arbiters or the Templars of the or the Radigan statues, just to for sake of conversation, they're down here as well. So the Nox knew of this person. And these statues look pretty similar. They look like they were here first, not like they've been placed. Oh shit. I'm not going to do it. I'll wait. Could that person just be a Nox monk? Look at the pattern on his chest piece or her chest piece. That pattern there is the same one that we see. Recognize that pattern real quick, everybody. When we go back to our world, we're going to recognize that pattern. So I'm going to take a screenshot. I've seen that pattern. Let's change swords. Let's use this. Oh, come on. Don't stutter. There we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Parasites, just like we see coming out of Rykard on this pillar. Take a screenshot of that. All right. Those are just like the one we see in Night Rain coming out of the black goo. The black goo that's coming out of the crystals and the Forsaken Hollows. We'll go back and look at it in a minute. Nice. I thought this was a different weapon. Let's change it. You know what? Let's use a whip. We'll use a whip. Vroom vroom. Well, dang. All right. Now that we're going back to our world. All right. Thank you, First Kings 2040. All right. So that pattern that we saw on the Arbiter, very reminiscent to me, the pattern that we see on this thing. That swirl. Let me pull up that picture here. All right, let me see if I can. Don't fail me now, OBS. Okay, so if we're looking at the swirl here, let me. Oh, let's see. Oh, here, better. Don't need no light. Okay, so look at this swirl here, right? Let's see. Set up this. If we look at the statue, let's see. Where could I? Nope, that's not it. Could that be it? Nope. 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 All right, hold on. Right here. Come on now. Anything? No. All right. Dang. Well, I tried. Right there. All right. Hold on. I get it working. I get it working. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, so if we look at it here, right? I don't know. Can you see my cursor? You can't see my cursor. Dang. All right. Well, if you look in the center, like underneath his neck, that swirl pattern there looks very reminiscent to me of what the swirl pattern here on the jar is. Yeah, man, I really see that. There's a pattern on his. What is that? So I don't know. There may be a connection there. I may be just seeing things, but yeah, I would say there is something there. Let's look at this other screenshot. All right, so the screenshot of let's zoom in. No. Yeah, we'll have to go back and look at it ourselves. But yeah, I think there between the arbiter and that, there's probably a connection there. Let's go. Let's get the. Oh, the grace is already here. All right, let's put our summon sign out one more time. Well, that's a pattern that we normally don't see on doors. Is that a skull? All right, so we have these wheels. Oh, that's so weird. What's on the other side of the door? Same thing. All right, let's kill the guy, and then we can explore this bridge. Because in my opinion, I think this bridge is an afterthought. It was not originally here. think Mesmer Forces, or yeah, they built it. They built it to get to Raw. Oh shit, am I gonna be able to kill this guy with this stupid whip? We're about to find out. Oh god. There we go. You can't beat me. Sort of. Yeah, let's get rid of the whip. It's dangerous to have it. All right, let's see. Wait. He doesn't respawn. Oh. My computer. My computer. It's too many things. Hold on. All right. Alrighty. If we're gonna do that, let's get rid of this. And what is that? What is that talisman that increases kicks? Is it this? It's this one right here. All right. I feel that like there's a lot of stuff. I feel like there's something here, at least on this bridge, that we're missing as a community. Like, doesn't that look very Turkish, very Ottoman Empire? Like, you know, like during the Crusades, when I don't know, what is it, the Muslim hordes were like invading Turkey and what is that, Transylvania, right? It kind of reminds me of that stuff right there. And what's interesting is that the big top of those look like a rune art. Now, was this... Chunkin Salazar and at the Salazar Bridge. Let's go. No, I already killed him. He's dead. I'm being summoned. Okay, so we'll get back to this. I think there is something here that we should. There's probably something here we should consider that we are not considering when it comes to the history of this place. Oh shit, this is gonna be a quick match. Quick match. All right, so fuck. We're gonna try it out with I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. I'm just not set up for this. Thank you for summoning me. In the most... Whoa, 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 whoa. Why? My controller stopped working again? This is not modded and my controller stopped. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, so there's something wrong with my controller. Alright. Alright, we're going for him. We're gonna kick his ass. Ow. Ah. And all this time, I thought the problem with the bumper not working was a seamless co-op thing. Now I know it's an Elden Ring thing. Interesting. Complete and utter profound sadness. Yeah. Oh, dang. I'll just have to, dang, I don't know. Uninstall and reinstall the game, see if it'll correct that problem. Alright, so back to the Turkish invasion. Very reminiscent of that. But it's Mesmer. Impalement here of the sigils. Okay, here's a question. Y'all. If Mesmer was here to prevent people from getting to the raw ruins, to prevent people from getting to Any or Limb, why build this bridge to Romina's, little island here? Why build this structure at all if you don't want people getting here to get to here? Because he didn't build it. Why not destroy it? If he had those furnace golems and they destroyed the whole city, you don't think they could destroy? I don't know. I think you might be right that he didn't build it. And I just realized that this whole section of bridge is charred because of Salazar standing over here casting fire over it, defending the entrance. Jackal Khan, Jackal, who do you think built this place? Because I don't think it's the horn scent. Salza. Thank you, man. Salazar. It's my Hispanic self. Well, yeah, of course. But who do you think built the Black Keep? And people in the Black Keep, they were trying to get. I don't know. I don't. Let's see. More than likely the people who later became the Nox. So, the Newman. All right, let's look at something real quick. All right, let's look at the type of stone. They're using the thin flat stones here for this structure here. For this, I guess this keep, this fortress. What is it called? This tower. Viaduct Minor Tower. The Black Keep was built during or before America's ascension, says Tuliki. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. Let's go look. Let's go look. Let's go look at the Black Keep stone. Okay, so that stone is the thin bricks. These are large, fat bricks. Stones, cobblestones. Let's go see what the keep is made out of. All right, so okay, so there we go. The keep is made out of a completely different stone. It looks like, yeah. Okay, so the bridge and the keep are made by the same people, it seems. Because there's two architecture styles, but America's sigil is built into some of the upper floors. Right. So her sigil, which is, I assume you're referring to the circlet, right, that we see here. We see it in the library. And we also see that in Godwin's, or on the coffin, on the coffins in Lindell. I think we see that as well there. And it looks like it might be associated with Godwin. All right, so the Black Keep, this bridge, are all same structure. This thing, this tower is new. Could it be new? Let's see. No, it's not. The outside has been refurbished, maybe? I don't know. Let's see if we can get a good look of what's been plastered behind. No, it's different stones. Here we go. Yeah, so this, all right, okay. Where, let's see, maybe, perhaps we can find somewhere, look at these stones. Okay, where can we see similar stonework here? Because all this here is the same, and this structure here is different. Now, that doesn't mean that they couldn't have used different stones because of the foundation or the type of land that they were working with. But, let's go look at Stormvale. Nope, Stormvale is bricks. Very modern bricks, too, by the way. Alright, Stormvale is not it. Let's look at Raya Lucaria. Let's look outside. Nope. More modern bricks, just like Stormvale. Or maybe even more advanced. Okay. Let's double check. Let's check inside Raya Lucaria. Where have we seen the thin? Nope. Okay. All right. Thin bricks. Thin bricks. Oh, Shaded Castle? Nope. Nope, those are blocks. Limgrave. Let's look at here at Fort Height. I'm gonna find those matching bricks. There's Fort Height. We'll go to that fort next. Nope, those are bricks. Who built it? Who built it? Nope, bricks again. Could it be? Could it be? Nope, bricks. Let's look at this church. Nope. Less uniform bricks, so they're older. Okay, you know what? Let's look at these towers. Let's look at the towers. Maybe the towers are from the same era of that tower. Oh, shit. Oh, I made it. All right, so... yeah, so this structure is not it. They're using fucking rocks. Plastered together. So... that structure is probably either A, older, or a poor structure. Not very advanced. Bricks. Oh, we're getting close. Nope, those are blocks. Okay, blocks. Where have I seen that? Style. Nope, those are blocks or stone. Could it be from the north? Nope. bricks. Good bricks. Am I just imagining things? I'm pretty sure I've seen that. Nope. All right, let's check those ruins real quick. I don't know. We're gonna go on a little hunt here for a few minutes, I guess, and find out where we've seen these things. Ooh. Oh, I'm trying to whatchamacallit, speed up my horse like it's Red Dead. Nope, that's stonework. Okay, so not there. Where, oh, where could the bricks be? Nope, those are bricks. Brazen Hill. All right, so wow, this is nope, stone. Could that only be in the lands between that type of structure? That type of masonry work, stonework? In the Shadowlands, I mean. Nope, that's pretty advanced. Yeah. All right, let's look at these ruins. This is wow, this is gonna boggle me. Nope, those are bricks. Could it be this castle? Yep, here it is. This is it. All right, so this is pretty fucking close. This is about as close as I've seen. So the people who built Castle Insis, Insis, yeah. All right, let's check over here. Let's double check. Let's get multiple frames of reference. That means the same people who built that tower. Yep. The flat, elongated bricks. Which means they're Carians. Or maybe not Carians, but definitely Nox then. Astrologers? Okay, so here and here are the same. Okay. All right, mystery solved. But why? Oh, I should have noticed. I should have noticed in the very beginning. The elongated windows there, those are from, yeah. Dang. Wait a minute. Let's see if we can see the roof. What is that? What is that? Is that a serpent coming out of the bottom there? Incis, Tulika says Incis was the name of Orion's sword. Orion's sword. Orion. He's a constellation or something like that. He raped somebody, didn't he? All right, so, but if, well, it makes sense that the sword of Orion or whatever would be, and what Rolana is the sword of Mesmer. So I can see the connection there. He hunts the great bear. Okay. What does that have to do? What does that have to do with Rolana or Mesmer? Or is that just trivia? Let's go on the side of this thing. Okay. You're talking about the that northerner gear with the red sash and stuff. Okay. I can see the connection there. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So the connection would be, it's not Rolana, it's Godfrey. Godfrey's people, his northerner tribe or whatever they are you suggesting that they built that castle and probably this tower? Is that the connection you're saying? Why not just say that in the beginning? Let's see. Let's see. Where, I know I have that armor. Right? It is armor. Right here. The Highland Warriors. So could the Shadowlands be the Highlands then? Wait a minute. So the Shadowlands, if Godfrey's people are from here, or whatever this area is, could this have been the Highlands? And when Godfrey was banished or whatever, his fucking homeland was banished as well? Was cast into the shadow? That looks like it's going up on that side. It's crawling up and then falling down like an arc. I don't know. What's this say? If only I had a rat and then some time for rushing in. What? Oh. You know what? I think that's right. I think that's right. I think that area right there was probably the Highlands. Because if Godfrey in that talisman is here, right? First Elden Lord receiving precious sap. The Lord accepted sap stoically without any sign of wavering. No wonder Lord of the No wonder Lord of the Erd Tree cast a long shadow over the lands. Could that be a play on words? Cast a long shadow over the lands because he was in the highlands with this tree, with the Erd Tree. Because if the bowl is over there, right? The bowl is over there. The shadow tree is there. The real Erd Tree is there, collecting sap that's literally falling, as we can see, or maybe that's What the hell? What the hell? What is that? Is that my game breaking? What? Maybe that is my game breaking. Dang. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Oh well. Well. You know what? I've never looked at to see where these cloth things end. And wait a minute, is that land out there? No. They just go into the clouds? I don't know. I don't know. This game. No answers. Nothing but questions. The bears. Yeah. If the bears are here, and it's the bears that the Highlanders hunted, right? So this must have the Shadowlands. This section of the Shadowlands must have been the Highlands where Godfrey came from. And so with his banishment from the lands between, did Ratigan also banish his entire landmass too, just to be spiteful to Godfrey? That's kind of, I don't know. I'm not sure if I buy that. But could we put it past Ratigan to do that, or America? I mean, we're all pretty sure that America loved Godfrey, right? And most likely didn't really love Ratigan. And Ratigan's probably a very spiteful. Well, yeah, I would say that probably Godfrey did it. Not Godfrey, but Ratigan, he did do it. The total destruction of the first Elden Lord, his erasure from history, trying to do it. I don't know. Too many questions. And then there's her, the Glowmite Queen. The Bondstone. Let's see what it says. Oh, wait. Where'd it go? A large burrow stone studded with a perfectly white gem, said to be the polished form of a special kind of crystal. A ritual implemented made to control explosions of spiritual power. Bonds with the sprites were made to be broken. Bonds with the sprite. Oh, spirits. Sprites? Yeah. Bonds with the sprites were made to be broken. And sprites is an old-timey word for spirits, right? You know what that looks like? A Rupert's drop. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that, a Rupert's drop. It's a piece of glass that's nearly indestructible unless you break the little glass tail at the end. And then it explodes. Lucas says, this is America. Which is interesting that you say that. I would have to disagree. I don't think that's America at all. That would put her, if anybody, and I say the Glowmite Queen half-heartedly. If I was going to say that's anybody, like for real, that person there is the exact same woman that we see in Farum Azula. And that's as far as I can go with that. I have no idea who she is or what she can do. But to me, the crowns on her head, on the husband's head, or the guy's head are similar, not identical. But then again, all crowns are similar. Her hat just being a divine tower is so funny. Oh, dang. I don't think I'll be able to get back there now. Oh, yes, I will. See, I know it's not the Glowmite Queen because the Glowmite Queen was an Empyrean in the time that Marika was a god, was already Marika, the Eternal, right? And the Glowmite Queen being an Empyrean means that she was meant to take the place of Marika. Just like Melania, what's his face? Mikla and Ronnie, right? This person with two eyes open with some type of, I wouldn't even say that's a crown. I would say that's, can I take your order? Do you want fries with that type of hat? Because it being a crown, that you would expect some type of what, like it to look fancy, some type of regalness. You know what I mean? Gems carved into it, maybe not just a paper hat. But unless it's supposed to be reminiscent of like an Eastern Asian hat, kind of like in ancient China. You know what I mean? And the only thing I can think of, if anybody's ever seen Mulan, right? You remember the guy with what is it? With that hat. The guy was like, you something, you know, the guy that was always doing the counting. Let's see. Let me see if I can find a picture of him. He was like the nerd guy, the accountant. This guy. Hold on. Oh, where'd he go? Let's see. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see. Whoops. Oh, I guess it's not going to work. Come on now. Yep. Nope. Dang. Let me see. Dang, there was something good there. Oh, there it is. All right, here we go. Maybe this will work. Where is it? Downloads? No. Image. Pictures. Nope. Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. Dang. Oh, desktop. There we go. So like that. Let's do it side by side. So like in oh, maybe you can't see it. Oh, there it goes. So like I don't know, there's some image off of Google here, but you see what I'm saying, how it's kind of reminiscent to that. What if this is like something like that, but not a one for one? I don't know. I feel like there might be like an Eastern connection there, a Chinese connection. Like Bruce Lee. Well, isn't that a Bruce Lee movie? The Chinese Connection? But yeah, I would say probably something like that. But there you go. That's what when I look at this person, that's what I see. Let's see. Lucas says it is never express. It is. Is it ever expressly stated that Godwin is the firstborn? I've always thought so, but looking into it, I really can't read out loud anymore. Looking into it, he's only called first dead, so perhaps Morgoth is older. Well, you're right. It's never expressed that he is the firstborn, nor is it ever stated that Marika is his mother or that Godfrey is his father. His parentage is never said either. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. Let that bounce around your head a little bit. Tuliki says, I still think it was weird he was left to defend the capital alone. I believe it is weird. He perhaps at the time that all of that was happening, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to reconcile that. There's a lot of possibilities. Yeah, from the War of the Ancient Dragons. He could have been like King Morgoth at the time, the Grace Given, ruling because Radigan and Marika, Radigan and Marika were already missing. You know what I mean? And because they've been missing for so long, perhaps that's why there's never the mention, except from Muriel, of Radigan being Elden Lord. Because if you think about it, who was the second president of the United States? It's always overshadowed by George Washington, right? The first Elden Lord, Godfrey, right? So the legend of Godfrey continued overshadowed Radigan. I'm not sure. It is something that it is strange, because if he was, I would say that he was ruling. Why else would he defend it? Why else would he? See, he would have to be ruling. The Elden Ring would already have to be broken at that time. See, if he was ruling at that time, and America and Radigan were already trapped in the Erd Tree, that means by that time the Elden Ring was already shattered, and he was already in possession of his great rune, and that's how, after Godwyn's death, how it was able to pass down from his offspring to all the way down to the lineage to Godric. You know what I mean? Because I believe, in my opinion, the Elden Ring was broken further back in time than we realize. Tuliki says, was it during the War of the Giants? There's no way to tell, but that is a good question. That's another thing, right? America and Godfrey could have been in the mountaintops of the giants fighting and not known that the capital was under attack. Tuliki also states, could be the other time that his parents were out of town. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's so many events here, and we get them in no specific order, and there's no way to really place them. But the only way we can do it, and this is going to be hard, is by the shoes, by the footwear of what people were wearing at that time. I believe that 100%. And unfortunately, we can't see what Godwyn was wearing on his feet. Lucas says, well, after dropping a two threads, I was thinking maybe the Omen twins were born first to Marika and Horalu, and later Godwyn, Horalu, plus Sarash, plus Marika. Right, but not a lot of people know that it was Adams. Take Google away from people and see how many people can answer that question. Right? People still know about Radigan. But I'm just saying that it's the second place runner-up thing that nobody, seldom ever considers or even thinks about. It's always first place that people want to be. Because remember, second place is just first place loser. So you never go for second place. Let's see. Welcome back, Jess McBless. Could Could one say that Godwin's animalistic traits shown at the base of the Erdtree showcase the Hornsent curse that Moog and Morgoth also display, and thus connecting him to Godfrey's sons? No, I would say no, because if the curse is from the Hornsent, right, the omens have a specific look. All omens have the same look. They all grow horns. If we look at Godwin, if I remember correctly, and I can teleport there, he doesn't have any horns. He's just a merman. So I would say no, there is no connection to him and the curse. If the omens is the curse given by the Hornsent. Let's back up. All right, Lucas says, yet no one knows of Placidosax. Yet no one knows of Placidosax. That's right. But somebody does. You know what I mean? Because it's said, right? It's said, which is a rumor, which is third-party information that you can't take as 100% truth. Right here. Beyond time is said to have been Elden Lord in the age before the Erdtree. So that whenever something says is said to have been, is said to have, you got to take that with a grain of salt that it's a rumor, third-party information passed down. He may not have been Elden Lord. That the phrase it is said to have should cast doubt over the rest of the statement. And if you don't consider that, if you don't consider that the statement could be lying to you, could be a false truth, unknowingly lying to you, whoever the narrator is, wherever they got their information from, I would say that it's probably you're just being selective at the time. But anything that says said to have been, take it with a grain of salt. Don't believe it. He could have been just a powerful being, a powerful dragon. As for Godwin here, yeah, I don't see any horns. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't connect him to the omen curse. Yeah. And then again, I don't believe that's really Godwin there. I believe that's an effigy of the Prince of Death. And the real Godwin's real body is in the cocoon here. Because we know that Mikla has a tendency, because he did it with Moog, and he did it with Radon, to abscond people's bodies after they're dead, to use them for a purpose, right? And if you're ever here when Letta stands here, right? She doesn't say touch Mikla's hand. She says to touch the withered arm. As much as Letta loves Mikla, is devoted to him, if that was Mikla in there, she would have said, let's see. Lucas says, I believe all item descriptions, not NPC dialogues. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't believe the item descriptions. They're also a narration, and they're also feeding you false truths, and you have to tease out the truth. Right. Cocoon of the Empyrean. Okay. Do we know that Godwin was not an Empyrean for sure? Who do we get the information of who was called an Empyrean from? Don't believe NPC dialogue now. But remember, Ronnie was the one that says, Mikla, I, and Melania were the only ones, right? But can you really trust Ronnie? She's a liar, a murderer, thieving. These qualities in this person you can't trust. I would never trust Ronnie. I wouldn't trust her for the world. She can burn in hell. I trust me. Number one wife of all Elden Ring. Toxic as fuck. Don't trust her. Jess McBless says, if you believe that the cocoon is Godwin and not the big dead body, then why use the big dead body as evidence? Why use the big dead body as evidence? That I use the big dead body as evidence? For the sake of conversation. Because a lot of people don't believe what I believe. They think I'm crazy, which is okay. But if I'm going to talk to people and discuss things, I have to put aside what I believe. What I believe to have a conversation with people. Because I'm not here to convince you, to tell you that you're wrong in your theories or that you may be skewed. No, I'm here to just to have a discussion. And if you want to hear what I have to say, I'll say it. And I want to hear what you have to say. And I can put aside my ego and my pride and say, oh, that down there is Godwin at the foot of the Erd tree for the sake of conversation, to hear what you have to say. And Tuluki is right. She says the dead body is stone. Amen. I have a video on it. She may have not watched it, but it's stone. I've looked at it several times in streams before. But yeah. It's an effigy. Because let me go over once again, and for all the future people who are watch these in the future, you're probably going to hear stuff, reoccurring listeners, you're going to hear stuff again. And I'm not going to go over it all, but just one thing to tell you, that this body is not a mutated form of Godwin. It is all constructed out of stone, out of whatever this is, because of that, because of this bracelet. Because of this bracelet. If Godwin was killed and his body mutated, this bracelet would not have mutated with him and turned gargantuan. This body was made, this bracelet was made for this body, for post whatever this is. This effigy of stone that represents the death, that represents the Prince of Death, that bracelet was made for it. It is one complete religious structure you're looking at. Like the giant Buddhas that you see in the East, the giant statue of Jesus Christ that you see in Rio de Janeiro, the giant Statue of Liberty that you see in New York City, all these giant structures with their itemizations or their items or whatever they have on them were made for that. This is what this is. And in the fantasy setting of this world, because the lack of information that we have, we all start to believe, I believed at one point, oh, it was all, he mutated, he turned into a monster, he got big and giant. And then, what? There's a giant bracelet? What? Did the bracelet turn? No. Nope. Sorry. Nope. That broke it. That broke everything for me. You don't have to believe it. But that's what I believe. That bracelet. That's why it's so prominent there. Letting us know that it's not really him. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. All right, let me read this final statements here. Okay, McBless says, because you said that the big dead body has no horns, but you also don't believe that it's Godwin. I also am asking for the sake of conversation. I think what you're saying is interesting, which is why I asked. Oh, thank you, McBless, thank you. But yeah, I mean, it's all for the sake of conversation. How does Fia get pregnant from a statue? Fia doesn't get pregnant from a statue. Here, let me close this out with this. Fia doesn't get pregnant from a statue. She is in herself gestating, because they all gestate. She doesn't know how to explain what's happening to her, what's going on inside her body, because of her point of reference of her life, right? From her lens of her life, she's like this person who sucks in souls and gives it away to like a lord and stuff, right? But what she's doing is manifesting a mending rune inside of her, and she believes that it is from Godwin, or she believes that it is him. These things, right? Because of her faith in Godwin so much that it did this. Just like the examples for Goldmass, his faith in the Golden Order, that being able to repair it, made his own mending rune. Just like Dung Eater believed in his curse and what he was doing so much that the mending rune manifested with him. Just like Goldmass, just like Destined Death with the Glowmite Queen. Because if history is so convoluted, right, it's so not being taken care of, none of it's written down really in this world, right? If the Glowmite Queen, if Anya says, oh, the Rune of Death goes by 2 names, right? Already she has a misconception. The Rune of Death, which was removed, and then we have Destined Death, which is the destined death of the demigods, which for some reason, somehow, the Glowmite Queen got. But the Glowmite Queen manifested it. And so she manifested that, and because how could she have Destined Death, but the Rune of Death be in the Elden Ring or with Marika at the same time? Because the Glowmite Queen's Destined Death was a mending rune to be applied to the Elden Ring to kill gods. That's what I believe. I could go into deeper, but let me just finish saying this. That if you believe in something so much, if you believe in the Elden Ring, it looks like in this world, it will manifest into something real, tangible. A curse held by a whole set of people in their hearts, in their minds, in their spirits, can curse innocent children from birth, from that point on unto eternity. And the only way to fix it is to have Dung Eater's plague, or whatever his mending rune is called. So if Fia believed it, then that's what it was. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if that makes sense. McBless says, I think the effigy theory is super, super interesting, and I'm not against it. I'm curious about the biological aspect and the protrudes of the effigy and how it affects the roots and the flies and water. Right. I would say that it's probably the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Whoever believes in Destined Death or believes in the Prince of Death, those who live in death believe in him, that it's manifesting their faith. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, like people say you got to manifest your future into your mind or whatever. If there's a will, there's a way, right? That you will things into being. You know how people say, Elden Ring is that in a literal sense. But that's what I got. That's what I got. Yeah. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Lore Crafting with me, the Golden Inquisitor. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. It was fun. Elden Ring is fun. Yeah, tell a friend. If you got to this point, yeah, tell a friend. Hit that like button, hype button, or whatever. Subscribe, whichever. Welcome back, Earth. But yeah, we'll be back. Maybe what's tomorrow? Thursday. I might be back tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But yeah, take it easy. I'm here, and if you want to join Discord, I'm in the Discord occasionally, sometimes. But there's a lot of people in the Discord. A lot of people with great ideas. A lot of content creators in there that you can speak to. They're awesome people. Everybody's awesome in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, I would suggest get into it. There should be a link that works. If not, message me on YouTube. You know, put a message under the videos or whatever, and say it's not working, and I'll post a new one. Well, and that's pretty much it. Remember, the question of the week that we're going to be discussing next Tuesday on Open Mic Tuesday, is, in your opinion, what was one mistake that FromSoft did in Elden Ring? It's going to be something like that. So, yeah. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, be safe out there.